Alright, so we ran out of juice on the last video, so we got 9% battery. We're going to try to finish this up. So we're going to finish showing you how to take apart an engine.
So we already had the camshaft out, so we're just going to remove it again. Remove the pusher rods. And what we'll do is we'll remove the valve cover here. Basically, if you look in there, you'll see your intake and your exhaust valve. To remove these, there's a groove. I think it'll be easier to show you when I get them out of there.
Well, I need to show them how to get them out. This is also one of the difficult parts of getting the engine apart. Usually you shouldn't need to do that, but so
basically there's your intake valve in this situation. That's your intake one. There's your intake return spring and an intake retaining clip. Basically what you're doing in there with the screwdriver is it's hooked like that and it's under spring pressure. So what you got to do is get it to slide the valve over and then it will release. Your exhaust valve is exactly the same thing. When removing these out of an engine, you always want to keep your spring with your exhaust valve and your spring with your intake valve. This particular motor has the same springs, but some motors do have a heavier spring in your exhaust sometimes to
could you kick that out of the way? Just see my phone landing in it. That would not be good.
There's a specialty tool for removing these, which we could get, but sometimes it's just as easy with the screwdriver. When installing, you definitely need the tool. No way you get them back in there.
Now, would you also want to watch when messing with that spring so you don't bend it?
No, it's there we go. Now what you want to do is just remove the exhaust valve.
So I just wanted to show you something on here. You can see that there's a little black spot that will slightly reduce your compression.
Not sealing properly.
No, but that's the intake. So, and where's the exhaust one?
Yeah,
okay.
It's just sitting there.
And let's see how the exhaust one is. It's a lot of looks like carbon buildup.
Yeah,
is that what
carbon
that is?
deposit. Yeah. You'll see that on every exhaust valve.
So this one, it's not shiny, and there's some stuff you can get that actually just it's like little gritty paste. And we'll show you that. We won't actually do it.
It's called a valve grinding compound.
Yeah, so you can just look that up. We won't
get into any of that.
No, but that'll reseat, right? It's called reseating.
Reseating your
valves.
It's for lapping your valves in. You'll hear people talking about lapping valves in on race cars and stuff, more or less. It's not like this. It's not a
race car engine.
Yeah, definitely not.
So, and you can also see on the rings here.
Now that we have our two valves removed there,
you can see here that it's there's a lot of carbon on it, and that will reduce your compression.
Sometimes you'll see that too. An intake valve, which is that one, is bigger than your exhaust valve. That's so you get better flow of air going into it, air-fuel mixture. Yep.
And also, when you're just doing this, you can always just stick it on one of these wire wire grinders. Don't overdo it, but just to clean off all that stuff, get it nice and shiny again. And they're made out of stainless steel, are they not?
Yep.
Yeah, so they shouldn't usually be rusted. Now we're gonna take
Now
the
we're
piston
gonna
out.
push. You can see what's left of the connecting rod is still attached to the piston. Basically, just take your finger, and if the motor didn't run out of oil cylinder wise, it'll just basically you can push it up through with your fingers.
Could you also use a screwdriver to get it
Yeah,
out?
you could use basically anything to push on the bottom of the piston. And anything, basically your screwdriver, or if you were in there, would push up and remove it out of the cylinder now.
Cool.
These are your piston rings. You got an oil ring as your lower one, and 2 compression rings as your middle one and your upper one.
Now, is that common to see,
Yeah.
all three?
Usually on
Okay.
a 4-stroke you'll see 3, yeah, for
Okay.
sure. Sometimes different scenarios.
Now, how do they look overall? Can you tell just by looking at them visually, or?
A good way to tell on a ring, this is no good to us anymore. You remove a ring, if you can tell if the motor's been overheated or not, a ring would only flex a little bit, and then it snaps.
Okay.
So that tells us that ring was good, but it'll give you in the manual a certain spec there of how much it would flex until it's going to snap. So
All right.
this is basically all junk, so I didn't care by snapping that ring. But
Yeah. Now, I remember seeing online that when you do put it all together, you have to look at the manual and see exactly what order they go in, where the grooves go in.
yeah, and there's an up and a down on them too. I don't know if you'll see it here. There's a little groove there
Okay.
where the ring is different.
Okay. And that goes on the bottom or
In
the
an
top?
installation guide, like a shop manual or something, it'll tell you what way that's supposed to go.
Normally, what would they be? Down?
They're different on every piston.
Okay,
Every piston's different. Sometimes you can make out, if you look inside the groove, the piston groove, sometimes you can see that recession there where
Okay.
that's supposed to sit into.
Okay.
Sometimes you can figure it out that way, but best thing is having a shop manual when you.
Yeah, and you can probably find anything you want on Briggs and Stratton, probably online.
Yeah, the Briggs and Stratton online there, you'd figure that out somewhere, somehow. You would.
All right.
A shop or something will give you the information.
All right.
You can see a little bit of possibly dust ingestion, somebody not cleaning the air filter. Just see a little bit of scuffing on the piston.
Not much though.
Not much. You can see a little scuff right there.
Yeah.
That there would be due to lack of oil. So.
All right. So I want to show them how to get the rod off the
Yep.
off the piston.
Basically, what you would do: take a pair of needle nose. There's a clip in there. Just twist the clip out. I always do is just
let's do a little close up of that.
That would have been your clip as you removed it. You don't have to take both sides out. You can do the one. I'm not sure if it's going to come out or not because it ran out of oil. So. And remove your piston pin. Now what you have is what should have been a connecting rod.
And you can probably just buy that at Briggs and Stratton, or could you get stuff
Briggs
like that on eBay? Or
yeah, you can find it on eBay or aftermarket. Sometimes they'd make them too.
all right. Or you can always go to a place like this, and a small engine repair, and you might have one just kicking around.
Yeah,
and
you could have
so-
something used kicking around to get you going.
Yeah.
Um,
Probably would cost you very cheap, and if the guy's nice, he'll probably give it to you for free.
yeah, exactly. When we were tearing this apart, all the scuffing on the crankshaft being right off the bat, it's just not worth fixing engine. Because this would have to be a polished surface. It would look like that, basically.
Okay.
Look like that right there.